What's up, guys? So, welcome to another episode of the Off Balance Breakdown. Today, we're going to be looking at a match that happened not too long ago in between two ADCC veteran at 88 kilo. So, we have right here John Blank, Thor from 10 Planet, taking on Adam Wardziński from Checkmat. Poland. So this is a great match to look at. It happened on Grapple Fest not too long ago before the whole quarantine uh, for the virus started. Uh, the reason why I picked this match, it's a quick submission, but there's a lot to take on, especially on how the submission was attained, how the heel exposure in a leg lock situation was attained. So obviously, I'm going to take a bit more time in that at the end of the clip when we get the submission. But it's a quick turnaround, all right? So on the left, we have Adam Wardziński. On the right, John Blank. I'll cover a bit of what's happening too for the entry so you guys can understand what's going on. So we have an early guard pull of Blank, and right away Adam starts, Wardziński starts going into like kind of a knee side position, and he's looking to kind of use this frame right here to prevent Blank to get any form of underhook and maybe gets his right knee down to the mat. But here's the thing, uh, John Blank's doing a uh, great job of like keeping a shin to shin guard kind of in that position, and this is preventing Adam from passing. Another thing you'll see as the clip goes on is that um, Blank is always keeping, he's very careful of keeping his hands, like you can see right here, his two hands on the inside. So we often say in NoGi, everything on the inside. That's a good example. So he knows that if he starts pushing away too much, Adam could start getting a head and arm position and maybe get a guard pass, and that's so he's just looking to keep him away and feel maybe the game of Adam and feel the pressure and know like maybe get an entry out of it. All right, so it's a lot of playing around the shin to shin position and the hands on the inside framing, preventing him from getting head and arm control. All right, so now they're kind of resetting the position. Um, Something interesting is often, see, they're getting in the position right away. All right, often when John's like try to push back and reset the position, he tries to bring Adam towards the opposite way. And his entry is going to happen at that moment a bit later. You're going to see every time he reset the position, he tries to bring him to his left. Right, so that's pretty much the same thing. Adam's like really tight on the position. I like what he's doing. That's something I do often in knee side position. Unfortunately, he couldn't like really get it going, but his knee is like pretty much on the mat. But what's preventing him from passing, what's preventing Adam from passing is, like I said, this shin to shin guard. Um, my bad. The shin to shin guard right here. And the other thing is, like I said, the inside position. All right, so let's keep going. I'm repeating myself a bit, but it's really important stuff. All right, see how right away reset the position. John Blank did. As he set him back up, all right, this direction, he start bringing Adam towards the left side. Why? He's trying to expose Adam's left leg. All right, so let's see what's happening here. He really wants to try to elevate him towards his left, and he almost do so here. All right, that's a nice position. So what John is trying to do, he's keeping a frame away right here. All right, in this direction to keep Adam from crushing him. And by elevating him upward this way, he's trying to get a cross-ashy entry on Adam's left leg right here. And he's not getting it the first time, but he's going to bait him and then get that entry. So let's have a look at it and we'll rewind after. It's almost like a backstep. So he brings him back up, goes to the left, and now this time he gets the entry. It's a subtle entry, but now he's on the leg. All right, let's replay that once again. There's something nice that happened right here. His frame, he kind of loses the frame here. He has a frame, right? And Adam, for a second, John, sorry about that. John gets his frame out of Adam's chest, and what happened is Adam tries to get head and arm control to maybe pass the guard. So John knows better. He's going to start pushing him away and square him back up. All right, see now they're square back up. Now this hook is the key detail here. All right, as Wardziński is going to start putting downward pressure to try to crush John's guard, John's going to take him all the way to the far left side, and he's going to elevate him up, and he's going to be able to scissor his left leg down under and then get onto the entry. So let's see this happening. He starts elevating him away and then gets that figure four lock right here. It happens really quick, but it's like a classic entry from like kind of a half butterfly position, and John is really good at like playing that push and pull game where he can start elevating and then get on the leg, and that's what he does. All right. Now there's another hard position here. John is on the crossed ashy position, all right here. But the problem is he doesn't control that second leg that is so important. If he controls it, easy to put Wardziński hips back down to the mat. But that's not happening right now because he's so far off. So what John's going to do is he's going to get his head to the outside like he's doing right now. See, his head is onto the outside, and his left hand's going to go and collect that foot right here. See that foot right here? Go and collect this to bend the leg and force Wardziński to turn back down to the mat. And as he do so, he can bring his hip down to the mat. All right, let's rewind it quite a bit. As soon as Wardziński feel that pressure, he's gonna start pushing back into John this way. As he do so, John's gonna turn his right hip down to the mat. All right, his right hip's gonna go down to his right side, and then he's putting Wardziński down to the mat. Very nice job. Now the finish is actually coming pretty soon, and there's a lot going on, I know, and it's a quick clip, but once you're in this position, usually we try to, if possible, control the second leg. So the second leg would be this one, which is the one that is not trapped, and that Wardziński is using his other foot to protect his own foot, right? Because we want to get, if we're in this position, we want to get a break on the trap leg. Now John knows that obviously because he loves that position. He gets a lot of finishes. He actually finished Rustam Chisaev in at ADCC, and that was a beautiful finish too. Maybe I'll cover that clip at some point. But one of the important things I was saying is like you want to maybe control that second leg, and John really is a bit far away to go and grab it. So instead, he's going to go and play for the finish. He's going to go and split the leg. All right, so he's using both his hands right here to start splitting the legs. By that I mean separating the legs. All right, let's see it. He starts separating the legs here, going under, and as soon as he separates it, Wardziński has the right reaction at first. All right, and the best escape out of the saddle or the cross-ashy position is turning this way. So bring the knee down to the mat, pushing away, and so turning towards his right. Wardziński, if he turns towards his right, he can start hiding his heel and preventing John to get a finish in this position, or he has to chase the heels, which makes it harder, right? Because you create momentum by like rolling away this direction, and then you can escape your knee. John anticipates it right away, and he's going to grab the toes. See? As he goes to turn, grabs the toes, right? So Wardziński's doing the right thing right now. He's like, I need to turn away and free my knee. So as he goes to turn away this direction, now the toes are grabbed, and it creates tremendous amount of pressure on the knee right here. Because it's like, imagine like trying to turn against your own toes. It's like a heel hook basically. And what that does is usually it will, with someone who's pretty savvy in the leg lock, it will make you kind of relax the position, you're going to have to reset on your hip like he's doing right now. See, he has to go back down on his hip right here and kind of alleviate the pressure in that knee right here. Now, here's a mistake. I would say mistake that Wardziński did is as he felt that pressure, he decided to turn against it, or with it, should I say. So turn all the way to the opposite side, and you're going to see this happen. He turns, but turning this way, yeah, it relieves the pressure on your knee. But the problem is now your heel is completely exposed. And John knows that. So he's using that pressure to make him turn and expose the heel, which is super smart. So as he goes to turn, see now the heel is exposed. He grabs it in a really tight butterfly grip and then starts putting the tremendous amount of pressure and get the tap. All right. I know there was a lot going on right here. I'm just going to replay it so you guys can see what happened in real time. It's such a nice finish. All right, so let's start from the entry again. So Jones elevates, gets his leg under, and now fish for the leg, put the man back down, and as soon as he separates the legs, he knows Adam wants to turn. So he's going to grab the toes, right? Here. Can turn, starts turning the other way, turn, expose the heel, grab it, get the finish. Such a beautiful job by John Thor Blank. I'm really a fan of his heel hooks. He's one of the guy at 10 Planet that like has been like getting some finishes on like high level people. Like I said at ADCC, a good example is a match with Rustem Chiseev. If you can, go on Full Grappling and watch it. It's one of the nastiest finish. Like especially Chiseev is like impossible to heel hook. So go and watch what he done before. I'm just going to replay the finish once again for you guys with the entry so you guys can understand the off balancing. Before I close this, hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a quick breakdown, but I felt like obviously it's a good way to like understand a bit like what's going on, like how do you expose the heel. There's multiple manners, especially if you only have one leg, and this is a good way to see it. Another thing, I want to shout out Flow Grappling for letting us use their contents. And Grapple Fest, they had a show coming up in May. I believe it's canceled now because of all the Worlds events that are going on right now, obviously. But they will be back, and they always put on some sick shows with like crazy good main event and a lot of local people. So hopefully we'll be back on soon. To all of you guys watching, thank you for supporting the channel, and we'll see you back soon enough. All right, safe.